strongest opinions on the entire card. I've been so impressed by this filly since her debut. She's been very green. Clearly, she had a late start. She didn't debut until she was 4 years old. But the more she figures it out, I think the better she gets. And I think she's really still figuring out what her running style is. Big front running victorious in her debut, then showed a lot of heart and tenacity and came from off the pace in that second start, then went back to being more forwardly placed. Now, apprentice Jamie Torres has left us here at Parx for Churchill Downs. He's gone off to greener pastures where I think he's going to be very successful. So she gets Florent Giroux aboard. So not really a downgrade there. I think a rider with that kind of experience for a horse that can be a little tricky coming out of the gate. She's just green. I think that really helps her chances here. She is a funny filly to watch warm up. She likes to warm up very quietly. Barely gets out of a trot, just kind of. Jamie has always kept her very quiet, and I think that's very deliberate. But this filly, no shortage on talent. She's one of my stronger opinions today.
And another one that I think will be benefited by the turn back in distance, because you could definitely see her. I love that when they've gone farther and they still project on a pace map to be on the lead. I love the switch to Giroux just for, what he does well. I think fits Wicked Sight.
Gets them out of the gate really well.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's a good draw, right? I mean, you don't the ability to break, you do have some speed, a little bit of speed on the outside, but it looks like most of the speed is inside. So he can break and hopefully choose his position, whether he's going to go forward or maybe try to sit just off. Who do you see as the main dangers, Jess?
So there's one mare that she's a little hit or miss, but Buxom is a big price and kind of could surprise. She's the 2, had a good win last time out. Her name, cracks me up every time, and I have to resist the urge to make jokes. The amount of times I've wanted to say like Buxom is flattening out in the stretch, like I just can't because of who I am as a person. But she's one, can handle an off track, can close. I think she'll be making an impact late. I'm using her on my tickets as well.
Excellent. Couple of strong ideas there in the last race. While we have you though, Jess, I know you've looked at all of these races, and I wanted to give you the chance to cherry pick a couple of opportunities. We got more stakes racing early on the card, including some PA bred stakes action in the Plum Pretty. Who did you like in that one?
Well, the Plum Pretty kind of shapes up to be like a paid workout for morning matcha, but that's too easy for me. Let's try to be a little bit clever, right? And I'm a little intrigued by the 3 Warriors Ransom, the Jamie Ness barn, certainly firing on all cylinders right now. Barnes had quite a few multi-win days recently, and this filly has a massive turn of foot from off the pace, just flies late. Off track, a little bit of a question mark for me with her, but I think she can handle it, and I think the pace comes back to her a little bit.
That's race number 6. The Plum Pretty, and we'll give you another one too, just one race later, graded stakes action in the form of the grade 3 Greenwood Cup Stakes. You, like me, appreciate these races that test stamina as well as speed, Jess. That's what we're going to be getting in this 1.5-mile contest. What do you like?
Next, obviously, getting a ton of attention, deservedly so. He's a true marathon kind of horse, and as a marathon runner, I can appreciate that. But I'm going with the hometown hero, riding with Biden. He loves this racetrack, and I think he's come back. He got a bit of a vacation after a very disappointing effort in the Pegasus World Cup, and I think he came back a different horse. He comes into the paddock like breathing fire and on the muscle, and goes onto the track with like this renewed sense of enthusiasm. I thought he had gotten maybe a little dull towards the end of last year after a tough campaign, and he is coming into this race as good as he's ever been.